What if we told you this is Delhi or what Delhi could look like in the near future? But sadly, this is what Delhi currently looks like due to air pollution, one of the most air polluted cities in the world. Air pollution is not just aesthetically unpleasant to the eyes, but is also very harmful for the health. Exposure to high levels of air pollution can cause a variety of adverse health outcomes. It increases the risk of respiratory infections, heart diseases, and lung cancer. Both short and long term exposure to air pollutants have been associated with health impacts. More severe impacts affect people who are already ill. In short, everyone is at risk. One of the biggest contributors to the problem is CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Almost all human activities, including just breathing, causes the production of CO2. An average human breathes out about 1.1 kgs of CO2 every day. In 1960, the air globally was about 310 parts per million of CO2, which has risen to 410 ppm by 2020. This rise in CO2 captures more heat across the planet, and that results in more extreme weather phenomena. It is like watching the water boil in a vessel. When the heat is low, you can see the bubbles and predict where they will go. As the water comes to a boil, it becomes harder and harder to predict. That is what's happening with the climate today. It is becoming harder and harder to predict. Now the question of the hour is, what happened to the future generations? How can we resolve this crisis? Introducing carbon guzzlers. Thinking about this problem, we came up with a device that can capture CO2 directly from the air. In scientific terms, this is called direct carbon capture. Every small step taken towards this problem helps the world. So how does carbon guzzlers product work? It's pretty simple yet effective. The device uses a mixture of zeolites, activated carbon, and our own chemical mixture. This mixture is packaged as a cartridge immersed inside water. Air from the atmosphere is pumped inside the water through the cartridge. The cartridge performs chemical reactions with the CO2 in the air bubbles and traps them inside the device, both inside and outside the cartridge. The water inside the device evaporates over time. It needs to be topped up regularly to keep the cartridge submerged always. This can be done once a week or depending on the ambient conditions like temperature, humidity, and so on. Over time, the cartridge is saturated and it needs to be replaced. When replacing the cartridge, the devices also need to be cleaned for better results. The waste outside the cartridge can be simply drained or thrown on soil, which is not toxic. The cartridge may be replaced once every 6 months. Now, the most important question, what will it do? Our device will help capture 1 gram of CO2 per day. This translates to 365 grams being captured every year. With 3 of these devices, you can capture 1 kg of CO2 every year. And here is the best part. You can keep the device as a showpiece in your drawing room or an additional device in your aquarium. You can even leave it in your garden and it will keep absorbing CO2 day and night. It is an extremely low power device and works on a standard mobile charger. The air exiting out of the device has less CO2 compared to the air entering the device. This air can be used for bubbling inside the aquarium. The only maintenance needed would be the periodic top up of water, which is once a week, and change of the cartridge every 6 months, depending on the ambient conditions. The used or saturated cartridge can be easily disposed of as it is non-toxic and it does not have any plastics. If someone is interested in recycling or reusing the cartridge, we can explore options. How far we have come? The POC of the device is ready and we have also developed the design for the final product. that will go into the production. Working on fine-tuning the aesthetic part. We are running this crowdfunding campaign to put the device into production and start delivering it to the environmentally conscious. And guess what? We also have a reward program where everyone will get a carbon capture device along with a cartridge for 1 year. So welcome to our demonstration session, and we have our carbon guzzler device, and along with that we have a carbon dioxide measurement device which measures the current value of, which is 2089 ppm approximately, and we have a source which emits carbon dioxide. Now what we are going to show is how the carbon dioxide is emitted and accordingly how it affects the atmosphere. Now if you see, I have put something to burn which emits the carbon dioxide along with the smoke. The smoke is not pure carbon dioxide. It also contains other materials which are burnt from the paper. Now, as the smoke goes in, you can see the value of carbon dioxide, the meter, going up for a period of time. And it takes a bit of time to actually increase. And this once the value goes high, then we will switch on our device, which will actually absorb the carbon dioxide. And then you can see the value of carbon dioxide coming down. So now it has reached a level. Now we are going to start our device, and we can see in a short while the device starts capturing the carbon dioxide, so that the overall atmosphere has a lesser carbon dioxide compared to what it was earlier. As you can see, the amount of carbon dioxide in this chamber keeps reducing. Now it has come close to 2030 something, which was lower than where it started actually. It means it also, in addition to the added carbon dioxide, it also is removing extra carbon dioxide from this chamber, which was originally part of the room condition. So, join hands with carbon guzzlers and let's take a united step to make the future air pollution free.